The power behind the curtain. The Ottoman Harem was far more than a secluded palace of luxury and leisure. It was a political institution where alliances were forged, betrayals unfolded, and the fate of the empire was often shaped by the hands of its women. Throughout history, many women entered the harem, but only a few left an indelible mark on the empire. These women were not just consorts. They were strategists, rulers, and power brokers. Their influence extended far beyond the gilded walls of Topkapi Palace, shaping not only the dynasty, but the very course of Ottoman history. In this documentary, we will explore the lives of 5 of the most unforgettable women of the Ottoman harem. From Hürrem Sultan, who changed the empire's traditions, to Kösem Sultan, who ruled as the shadow of the throne, each of these women demonstrated intelligence, resilience, and an unyielding pursuit of power. We will delve into their rise, the obstacles they faced, and the legacies they left behind. Hürrem Sultan, the woman who changed the harem. From captivity to the throne. Born in present-day Ukraine, Hürrem Sultan, originally named Roxolana, was captured and sold into slavery before entering the Ottoman harem. In a world where concubines were expected to bear the Sultan's children and fade into obscurity, Hürrem defied all expectations. She not only won the heart of Sultan Süleyman the Magnificent, but also convinced him to do something unprecedented: marry her. This move shook the foundations of the Ottoman imperial system. The rise to power. Hürrem's intelligence, wit, and charm allowed her to outmaneuver her rivals in the harem, particularly Mahidevran Sultan, Süleyman's first consort. Unlike Mahidevran, who relied solely on her beauty and the status of her son, Hürrem actively engaged in state affairs. She maintained correspondence with foreign rulers, advised the Sultan on political matters, and even influenced diplomatic decisions. Her letters to King Sigismund II of Poland illustrate her role as a political actor, not just a harem figure. The rivalries and survival tactics. Hürrem's ascension led to fierce rivalries. The Valide Sultan Hafsa, who had supported Mahidevran, became a significant opponent. After Hafsa Sultan's death, Hürrem moved strategically, ensuring that Mahidevran and her son, Mustafa, were distanced from the court. In 1553, Mustafa was executed on suspicion of treason, a decision believed to have been influenced by Hürrem's political maneuvering. This act secured the throne for her own son, Selim II. Legacy and impact. Hürrem Sultan redefined the role of women in the Ottoman court. She paved the way for the Sultanate of Women, an era where women played a central role in governance. Her influence extended to architecture as well, commissioning mosques, schools, and charitable foundations throughout the empire. Her death in 1558 did not diminish her legacy. Instead, it set a precedent for the powerful women who followed. Kösem Sultan, the shadow ruler of an empire. A young Greek girl's ascent to power. Born Anastasia in Greece, Kösem Sultan was brought to the Ottoman harem at a young age. She quickly became the favorite of Sultan Ahmed III, giving birth to multiple sons who would one day ascend the throne. However, it was not her beauty but her political acumen that made her one of the most powerful women in Ottoman history. Regency and control over the throne. Kösem's true reign began after Ahmed I's death. She played a crucial role in placing her sons, Murad IV and Ibrahim III, on the throne. During their reigns, she effectively ruled as regent, controlling state affairs from behind the scenes. She manipulated the Janissary Corps, forged alliances with powerful viziers, and used her wealth to influence court politics. Enemies and downfall. Her iron grip on power earned her many enemies. The most significant of these was her own daughter-in-law, Hürrem Sultan, the mother of Mehmed IV. Turhan and Kösem engaged in a brutal power struggle, culminating in Kösem's assassination in 1651. Despite her dramatic downfall, Kösem Sultan's rule marked the height of the Sultanate of women, proving that the harem was as much a battlefield as any war front. Safiye Sultan, the diplomatic genius. Venetian roots and entrance into the Ottoman harem. Safiye Sultan, originally of Venetian descent, was brought to the harem during the reign of Sultan Murad III. Unlike many of her contemporaries, Safiye excelled in diplomacy. She maintained extensive correspondence with Queen Elizabeth I of England and played a vital role in maintaining trade relations between the Ottoman Empire and Europe. Harem politics and influence on the throne. Safiye controlled the imperial court even after Murad III's death, ensuring her son, Mehmed III, took the throne. As Valide Sultan, she became the most powerful woman in the empire. Her reign saw major architectural developments, including the construction of the Yeni Mosque in Istanbul, a project she initiated but was later completed by Hürrem Sultan. End of her rule. Safiye's influence lasted until the early reign of Ahmed I, when she was eventually removed from power and sent to the Old Palace. Despite this, her impact on Ottoman diplomacy and trade policies remained a lasting testament to her strategic prowess. Mahidevran Sultan, the lost love of Suleiman. First love, first betrayal. Mahidevran Sultan was Sultan Suleiman's first and once most beloved consort. She was the mother of his eldest son, Mustafa, and held a high status within the harem until the arrival of Hürrem Sultan. As Hürrem gained favor, Mahidevran's influence diminished. The downfall, the growing rivalry between Mahidevran and Hürrem reached a peak when Suleiman made the decision to execute Mustafa in 1553. After her son's death, Mahidevran was exiled to Bursa, where she lived in obscurity until her death. While she was overshadowed by Hürrem, her story remains one of the most tragic in Ottoman history. Nurbanu Sultan, the hidden strategist behind the throne of Selim II. Nurbanu Sultan, wife of Sultan Selim II and mother of Murad III, was known for her sharp political mind. She played a key role in governing during Selim's reign, advising him on internal and external matters, foreign affairs, and political intrigues. Nurbanu was instrumental in forging alliances with Venice, her homeland, and strengthening the Ottoman navy. She was known for her patronage of architecture, commissioning multiple charitable projects across the empire. Her death and legacy. Unlike many of her predecessors, Nurbanu died peacefully, leaving behind a legacy of political influence and architectural grandeur. She was one of the few harem women whose intelligence was widely acknowledged, even by her adversaries, the women who shaped an empire. The Ottoman Empire was not only built on the battlefield, but also within the harem, where these 5 extraordinary women carved their own destinies. They defied expectations, shattered norms, and left legacies that still echo in the annals of history. Though the walls of the harem have long fallen silent, the stories of Hürrem, Kösem, Safiye, Mahidevran, and Nurbanu Sultan continue to captivate and intrigue, proving that history is not only shaped by men, but also by the women who wielded power in the shadows.